Well, hello there. It is weekly yap time, and if I'm being super honest, I don't want a weekly yap. It's been a week, and we had some really great things going on, and now we don't really have so many great things going on. And, I don't really want to be in front of a camera. So, here's what I'm thinking. Friends and pals, I think we all deserve a little bit of respite. And I think that we all maybe, and by all I mean like the five of us that are going to watch this, I think that we deserve a break from doom scrolling. So, my plan is to continue the weekly app because I can't just give up after literally only a week of doing it. And I think future Michaela will appreciate the continuation of that. So I'm thinking I redecorate my Kindle and record it, and you just get to like chill out and vibe and listen, and I'm gonna talk and catch you up on my week. And we hang out, and you might not see my face for the rest of the video, so I'm sorry. But you'll see it next week. You're not gonna miss it, okay? That being said, I hope that you're okay. I hope that despite everything and the mass amount of worry and stress that I'm sure we're all going through, that you're okay and you're finding ways to, at the very least, survive, because that's life, right? Bad things happen and we just keep going. Yeah, so not to get too weird and too dark, but that's kind of where I'm at. So grab a drink, get a tea, get a juice. Bonus points if it's this juice. Bing, I'm gonna put the juice here. I love this juice. Juice. It's so good. Yeah, so let's get to redecorating, shall we? Setting up the camera for this was really a challenge, so I'm hoping that you can see everything that I'm doing. Because if you can't, I don't know. Let's get right into it, shall we? This is my Kindle case. She's Gorgina. Yeah, it holds my little things that are never charged, and my loop my loop earplugs, and oh, she's dead. So half of the reason why I wanted to redecorate, this is her right now, half the reason why I wanted to redecorate was because when I am uninspired by this, for whatever reason, I do not gravitate towards my Kindle, and that kind of stinks. Because I end up just convincing myself that I'll use my phone to read, because my phone has the Kindle app. And then what ends up happening is I don't read, and then I doom scroll. I get stuck in the loop of being on my phone, doing other things, looking at work, stressing, etc., etc., that I end up not reading, and then I end up feeling immense shame for not reading, and it's just like this endless kind of spiral. So, that being said, I typically decorate with these things that I got from Hobby Lobby, and they're pretty cool. If you have any other recommendations on what you decorate your Kindle with besides stickers, because I just don't have enough like little stickers. So if you have any recommendations, I'm all ears, but I'm going to kind of like, I guess, separate some of these and see what's going on, see what my vibes are. And hopefully I can multitask enough to continue talking about my week. This little guy I also got this from Hobby Lobby when I was scrapbooking my tattoo thing, my tattoo portfolio. I made a huge scrapbook. If you haven't seen it and you come in the shop, you should definitely check it out. It's in there. It's kind of like a a tomb at this point. It's so big and bulky, and it has a bunch of really old tattoos, like really old tattoos from like my apprenticeship and maybe like the first year of tattooing in it, but it's really cool. But yeah, I have got this thing. It's got tons of like faux tickets. I use it a lot for scrapbooking, and right now I use it a lot for my junk journal, which maybe if I run out of doing this and I'm still chatting away, I can kind of like, I guess, show you some of my scrapbooking stuff. I did create a little gratitude list to help me kind of remember the week. So much has happened, and it's definitely been a little over a week at this point. So I'm gonna just try to hit most of the highlights of the week. Starting off with last week, went to the movies with my husband, and we saw The Materialist. We love going to the movies. It's our first date before we were even actually dating. Just our first date as friends and like meeting each other was to the movies, and we went and saw Paranormal Activity 2. So going to the movies is kind of like our thing. I get a lot of enjoyment from going. I did get some popcorn. I spilled way too much salt on it. I did continue to eat it regardless. But yeah, we went and saw Materialist. I thought it was pretty cool. Joe really did not like it, which is totally fair. I think it's definitely more targeted towards the female gaze, I think, with Pedro Pascal and Chris. I can never remember his last name. There's too many Chris's. Sorry, Chris. So, yeah, we did that. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty cool movie. Pretty interesting movie, all things considered. I love Dakota Johnson, so I don't think it's difficult for her to do much of anything and have it not impact me to some level, because I just think she's so beautiful. I don't know. Last Saturday, I got to hang out with my friends, and we had a little craft night, and that was really, really fun. I worked on some of my junk journaling, and my friend Madison worked on some of her junk journaling. My friend Emily worked on some sewing, and my friend Angelica doodled a little bit, and so that was really fun. We got to have some dinner and just like chat, get together, and do some cozy crafting type stuff. This is looking chaotic. I don't think that this is really how I normally do it. I think I normally kind of shuffle through said items in my hand. But I guess since I have the time, why not just kind of go crazy? That was pretty cool. I really enjoyed knitting. I'm just obsessed with knitting, you guys. I really enjoyed that hangout. Speaking of knitting, I did actually knit. I didn't take any pictures of my finished product, but I do have some pictures of me knitting. I knit another Sophie scarf for my best friend Sarah, and so that was really, really fun. I played Yarn Chicken and lost. I had a beautiful, I don't even know what the yarn was, because I got it at a secondhand craft store. It was a beautiful yarn though. I loved the colors, and the texture was so easy to knit with. I have no clue what it was though. It's driving me a little crazy, but I lost Yarn Chicken. I finished up the project with a beautiful cream knit fiber, and I think she really loved it, and it actually, I think, inspired her to want to learn knitting as well, which is really neat. She knows how, my best friend Sarah knows how to crochet, so, you know, I don't think it'd be particularly difficult for her to learn how to knit. She also can sew, which is a feat in its own. Sewing drives me up the walls. I want to learn so bad. There's so many beautiful patterns that I want, especially the shirt. I'll put it up. I want to make the shirt so bad, but yeah, I just don't know how. Do I want blue? This guy kind of has blue, and I forget that he's like a main area, so I don't want to cover up my bird. Maybe I'll like swap these around. I think I'm liking a little bit of the blue. I don't want to go too green. The last one was pretty green. Yeah, Speaking of Sarah, this past Saturday, so we have got 2 whole Saturdays to catch you up on. This past Saturday, I drove out to Gainesville, which is about 2 hours from me, same as Orlando. And I haven't seen Sarah in a really long time. She lives in Georgia. We're long distance. And I got to spend time with her and catch up, and we got some really lovely coffee and breakfast. We bopped around to a few different local kind of salvagey, thrifty things and popped into a couple local bookstores. Got a little sweet treat. It was really lovely, and mainly it was just for us to catch up because I have not seen her in so long. It's really hard being apart from your best friend. You guys, I'm sure someone out there knows what it's like. I feel like that's too much blue. I like the birds, the bird thing going on. It's also very meticulous doing this because when I put this back on the case, that won't stay how it is. So, it's all just on hopes and dreams and wishes. This layout of mine. Is this just really similar to what we had last time? Am I just going the same way? I don't think I want a bird's nest. I feel like I think that's too much bird. Although one time I did do all bird nest, bird egg. I feel like I used to have a blue egg. Ooh. I am kind of digging that, though. Okay, she's a real contender. I'm gonna put her up here. I'm gonna get rid of my bird options, I think. Yeah, I don't think that's the vibe. Maybe I'll make 2 separate layouts and then choose from there. So, yeah, I think I need to see a few more options before I decide. Is this too much for me to be talking? This is too much brain power. The knitting last week was so chill because I was just doing the same thing repetitively. I don't want a mushroom either, you guys. I'm gonna be so for real. And I don't feel like I'm thinking pink. I don't think pink is the vibe. If I had a blue flower, that would be stunning. This one is kind of nice though. I kind of think my favorite has been the egg. I kind of like the balance of that and the simplicity. I wish that I could flip. You know what I mean? I wish that this could be that layout, a little bit of yin and yang with this one. But I don't have. Do I have? I do have. Okay, wait. Let me play around with that a little bit. Okay, this might be layout number 1. I'm gonna put these pieces aside and then I'm gonna work on another layout and see which one I prefer. Maybe I'll go more flower with the other one. For tattooing, what did I tattoo last week? This is what I'm talking about, you guys. I can't remember anything. And I know I tattooed some cool stuff. This one says seedlings, and I kind of like that. Maybe I'll stack. Tattoos. I would need to look at pictures, honestly. It's like a distant memory. I feel like I've gone through. Oh, I remember what I did last week. How could I forget? Oh my goodness. My client, she is beautiful, amazing. Sam came down from, she lives in Massachusetts or Maine. Massachusetts, I'm pretty sure. And she came down and we finished her sleeve. I can't believe it. It was so lovely hanging out with her. When she comes down, we tattoo all day. Last time she came down, we did 2 days back to back, and that was just insanity. I like that this one has a little bit of the orange to bring that down here. So I think I'm going to continue playing around with this a little bit. But yeah, Sam is really lovely. She has, funnily enough, she's the reason I got into knitting, actually, because I started doing an entire knit fiber sleeve on her with little critters and yarn and knitting needles and like the spindle wheel thing, and just chatting with her about why she enjoys it so much was really inspiring to me and really pushed me to want to learn. It's been raining a lot here lately, which has been really nice. A lot of the plants are enjoying that. I also got speaking of knitting, I also got my knitting needles in that I talked about last week, and I used them to do the Sophie scarf. And please tell me if you know why they keep on twisting, and it kind of drives me crazy because they disconnected a few times. Otherwise, they were a lot of fun. I also ordered a bunch of seeds a few weeks ago. I believe I said that in my last video. And those have all been delivered too. And we're about to get a bunch of new rain coming through, which is making everything so humid. But I know it's helping, so I can't be too mad. But I keep having grasshoppers eat everything, you guys, and I'm kind of nervous to be sticking stuff out there because I don't want it to get eaten by the grasshoppers. They're so mean. Besides that, y'all, my week was pretty chill. I'm definitely having a hard week. I'm gonna be honest. There's been a lot going on with like family and stuff like that, and you know, it's just life. And this year has been really difficult and really trying. I also, TMI, I'm on my period this week, and that just really doesn't help anything at all. I've self-diagnosed PMDD, but it's like truly awful. And so if anybody is dealing with that, you are so not alone, and it's really something. So I'm here with you, and I see you. You are not alone, trust me. I think maybe my bad mood, not even bad mood, my just like overall feelings of like the past few days have kind of dampened the lushness that, you know, the past week actually had. It was a really, really great week, and I had so much fun hanging out with my friends, and I had so much fun like going to the movies and seeing Sarah, my long distance friend. Those were all really amazing things that I looked forward to so much. But yeah, it's just, I mean, you guys know how it is. Things change so quickly. But what do we think of this first design? Or I guess the second design. And then back to this one. I need to remember how I did this. I think this one made it look like way more full. But it is also so similar to the last one that I am thinking maybe I should. Maybe I'll put my Kindle case on and we'll see. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? Oh, you know, I finished the Sirens, so I'll be making a review for that soon. And I did start Nettle and Bone. And so far, I'm really enjoying that. I think it's really kind of gritty and just, I don't know, the story's just so not what I was thinking it was going to be. I need more book recs if anybody has some, because after I finish Nettle and Bone, you know, I'll be needing the next book. Although my book club is meeting this week, and so I'll have the new book of the month to be reading as well. But, you know, now that I have my Kindle, back in tip-top shape. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I am loving this layout, but I'm gonna be so honest and say that this one is so not what I would normally do. I'm gonna see what it looks like with the Kindle case on. And I think the only thing really leaning me towards this is that it's kind of reminding me of that juice that I was telling you guys about. Which, speaking of the juice, I'm gonna tell you some weekly faves. This band, this person called Sombre. I'm sure everybody else already knows about it, but I'm getting onto it now, and I've been liking it a lot. My other weekly fave is Catalina Crunch. Y'all, I can't stop. Every week when I go grocery shopping, I get a little bag of Catalina Crunch, and it lasts me perfectly the entire week. And I've had almost every flavor besides the ranch and the original. Because the cheddar and the spicy and the honey mustard ones are just so good that by the time I've rotated throughout the 3 of those flavors, I just want to go back to the first flavor. I can't be stopped. It's so good. Trying to make sure all my favorites aren't just like food and drink. But, you know, from week to week, that's asking a lot, okay? Okay, actually, I think I love this. What do you guys think? I'm going to keep these ones together as like an inspo for next time because, you know, I think that was really special and I might want to do that one next time. Again, I'm allowed to change this. This could be changed weekly even if I was so inspired. Some honorable mentions of this would be this guy, which I've never used, and what was the other one that I was really loving but didn't end up using was these flowers, these beautiful dogwoods, which I really want to tattoo some of these. So maybe, hopefully. If you like any of this kind of stuff, any of these beautiful floral illustrative kind of things, and you're not following my tattoo account, you should, because this is exactly what I want to tattoo. This is like if you gave me this and said, hey Michaela, I love this, can you make this into a tattoo? I would do that for you. Of course it would be in my style a little bit more, but I would do that for you because this is like my bread and butter, y'all. I love this style. I love this like simplicity, just cool antique-y vibe that all of these have. I'm gonna show you some of my scrapbooky kind of things, but this is the Kindle. I need to plug her in, obviously. She's dead. I've been thinking about jailbreaking the Kindle because I've heard so many people doing that lately. Also, these are my loop plugs. This is a haul now. I feel like they match the vibe. I still haven't decided if I like the loop plugs. I forget what kind these are, but I can still hear. I got them for tattooing actually, so that way I can hear my client without the noise being a lot and very overstimulating. But I can't decide if it's rude to have these in or not, but also I can hear myself breathing way more in these, and that kind of drives me a little crazy. So I might just need to get used to them. I'm not putting this back in the bag because if I do, I'll forget to charge it. So I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to grab my sketchbook. Update wasn't very long, but it felt like there was so much to catch you up on. This is one of the pages I did at craft night. I love it. I was going for just all purple. I've got some cool eyelet. Ooh. Some pretty eyelet stamping. This page is it's a work in progress because I'm trying to collect the little like fruit stickers on stuff. And I got a line the other day and it didn't have a fruit sticker and I was like, rats. But yeah, I thought that would be really lovely, and maybe drawing like some little fruits on here, and that would be a really pretty spread with my scone recipe. But yeah, this has some beautiful things. This sticker in particular right here is from when my client Sam, the one I was just telling you about, she actually sent me down some whoopie pies, which is insane. This was probably like last year sometime, or maybe earlier this year, she sent me down some whoopie pies from Maine because I love whoopie pies and we just don't have them here in Florida. And that was an insane, amazing thing of her to do. She's amazing, and they were so yummy, and I actually have one saved and frozen in my freezer for when I'm in desperate need of one. This little wax seal, I'm hoping that this is in frame. This little wax seal right here is from my client and my good friend Sydney. She's really sweet, and she gave me a gift, and that was on the card. I can't recall where this stamp came from. One day I'd like to have, like, similar to this page, have an entire page dedicated to stamps. But yeah, and then this is from my fiber shop near me in Brooksville. Really beautiful, lovely yarn store. This was from, obviously, when I went to the Ren Fair this year, which is a blast if you've never been. This is from my other client, my great client, Julia Ford. Sorry, Julia, if you don't want your full government name out there. This was earlier this year. She was playing in Rock of Ages, and she plays the flute along with a lot of other instruments, but she was actually the music director for this particular performance, and she got me a ticket to go see her, and it was insane. I've never been to a show like that before, but it was a lot of fun. And this sticker right here is actually from a bookstore in St. Pete that I went to, like a book event with my friend Emily, and that was one of the things that I grabbed. And then this little Got Moxie, very heavy poker chip is from Chattanooga. It's from a hotel there, and I honestly don't think I'll ever redeem the poker chip. Maybe I will, and if I do, I'll rip this off, but I doubt it. But I thought it just added something cool to the page. This other page is a hodgepodge. It's mainly this page. This was just something I already had written down. It's some camera recommendations that I've been trying to like keep together because I eventually would like to get a camera. This is from a coffee shop near me in Brooksville that I like a lot, and I just thought it was cool to add. I was like, whatever, because it was cool with washi tape. But this page I love a lot too. And again, I was trying to go for a color theme because I think it's really impactful. But this is actually from my friend Jordan's wedding. The behind of it has some of her wedding details, and it's this like woman dancing that I stuck over there that reminds me of Jordan. And a lot of this stuff was from, I've been collecting for months, obviously, because some of this stuff is from January, and I've just been not, like, it just piled up so much that I was overwhelmed and didn't know where to begin. So when we had the craft night last week, it was much needed for me to finally actually, like, be brave enough to go through all of this stuff. And this again is from the book thing that I went to with my friend Emily, and these Lucy and Yak aprons I bought at the beginning of the year. And then this is from Waco, Texas, when I went back in February. This is a little like drawing page that inspired a tattoo design that's still up for grabs if anybody wants it. And then this page is really silly. I had collected a bunch of paper bags from Chattanooga, from Waco, and Universal that I just didn't know what to do with. Again, I collected them knowing that I wanted to scrapbook, but just not knowing how they would come together. And this page kind of morphed into this. This is actually a line cut that I've made years ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe. This, I forget what these are called, but I think that they're really funny. And Angelica had Pokemon stickers, and I stuck that there. I just thought it was funny. that's pretty much it. I mean, this stuff is all from last year. This is like from Christmas. And kind of, I mean, this was from our wedding. I just thought it was really special. We love Christmas. But yeah, the rest of this is kind of like thoughts. My journal started off a little bit differently and has morphed into the beast that it is now of poker chips and trash. But yeah, that's kind of the weekly update. If I think of anything else, I'll add it in, but otherwise, I hope that you guys have a lovely week, and hopefully the next video isn't too far out. And, I wish I had a bunch of words of wisdom to tell everyone, but I'm literally, just a person. So, let's all just get through it, Let's push on to next week, and I'll see you then, and we'll catch up and maybe feel a little bit better. So, see ya.